Welcome to Flip TV News. I am Anila Omolara. News headlines. Tinubu government meet over food crisis. The deteriorating social economic ravaging the country, Sultan of Sokoto decried. Flying Wigwe, others in bad weather, wrong, U.S. aviation lawyer. FG to borrow 2.5 trillion naira via bond. Technical glitch plunged communities into darkness. Now the news in detail. The Nigerian Bar Association and Northern traditional leader denounced the hardship the nation is facing as a result of the elimination of fuel subsidies, which have increased transportation expenses and caused food inflation on Wednesday. The NBA on the traditional ruler requested that the federal government act swiftly to resolve the issue, and President Bola Tinubu is scheduled to meet behind closed doors with State Governor on Thursday at the Aso Rock Villa in Abuja in order to provide remedies to the nation's economic problems. The meeting with the governor will take place prior to the president's departure to Ethiopia for the African Union Conference, according to two officials from the White House who confided in the Punch on Wednesday. Additionally, the governor of Katsina State, Dikko Rada, and the deputy to Governor Nasser Idris of Kebbi State confirmed the planned meeting with the president. The presidency criticized the performance of governors, pointing out their failure to pay salaries, pensions, and the 30,000 naira minimum wage. Protests had broken out in different parts of the country in reaction to the high cost of living, with citizens in Niger, Kano, Kogi, Ondo, and other states demanding solution to the economic crisis. The organized labor had also complained about the situation in the country, threatening to go on strike by February 23rd if the federal government failed to provide the palliatives and other assistance that could mitigate the economic pain on workers. Also, Alhaji Muhammad Abubakar II, the Sultan of Sokoto and chairman of the Northern Traditional Ruler Council, lamented the worsening socio-economic condition and widespread insecurity in the nation on Wednesday, reiterating the dismal economic scenario. Speaking to the colleague on Wednesday at the Northern Traditional Rulers Council 6th Executive Committee meeting in Kaduna under the theme Enhanced Security as a Panacea for Stability and Development of North, Abubakar said that everything was not right in Nigeria, especially in North, given the current economic downturn that has caused untold hardship for Nigerians. He lamented that the twin monster confronting the nation at the moment were poverty and insecurity, which, if not tackled urgently, could spell doom for Nigeria. But he was quick to exonerate President Tinubu while noting that the sorry state of the nation was the continuation of the last administration of the All Progressive Congress under ex-President Muhammadu Buhari. The Sultan warned that the Nigerians' quietness in the face of these challenges must not be taken for granted. Moving on. According to American aviation attorney Robert Clifford, there may have been a way to prevent Friday's terrible helicopter crash in California that killed Abat Wigwe, the group chief executive officer of Access Holding, and several others well-known Nigerians. This was revealed in a press release that Clifford, the founder of the senior partner of Clifford Law Office in Chicago, put up on the business website on Wednesday. In a tragic collision, Wigwe, his wife Doreen, son Chizzy, and former group chairman of the Nigerian Stock Exchange Abimbola Ogunbajo perished. The U.S. attorney, who claimed to have also represented victims of many helicopter crashes, questioned the decision of the pilots and others to allegedly take off in what was described as difficult weather conditions. There were media reports that during the crash at 10 p.m. on Friday, residents of the area reported rainy and wintry weather conditions. According to Graham, the aircraft was not obliged to have a flight data recorder or a cockpit voice recorder, but investigators noted that the helicopter lacked both, as reported by The Punch. In other news, The federal government is seeking to raise 2.5 trillion naira in its second FGN bond auction of the year. Debt Management Office, in the circular issued on Wednesday, stated that the offering consisted of 1.25 trillion naira with a maturity date of February 2031 and 1.25 trillion naira with a 10-year tenure. FGN saving bonds are part of the domestic borrowing plan of the federal government. And last year, the federal government raised about 7.6 trillion naira from the fixed income market. This year, the federal government has projected its new borrowing to hit 7.83 trillion naira. In its second FGN bond auction of the year, the federal government hoped to raise 2.5 trillion. The offering included 1.25 trillion with a 10-year tenure and 1.25 trillion with a February 2031 maturity date, according to circular released by Debt Management of Office on Wednesday. The National Assembly was asked to approve President Bola Tinubu's plan to borrow $8.69 billion and £100 million from outside sources between 2022 and 2024. The most recent FG bond have a face value of 1,000 naira to increase in multiples of 1,000 thereafter, with a minimum subscription requirement of 5 billion naira. Interest payment on FGN bond are usually semi-annually. In January, the FG had offered a 2-year FGN saving bond due January 17, 2026 at 11.33% per annum and another 3 years FGN saving bond due January 17, 2027 at 12.03% per annum. It allocated 603.42 billion naira for the 2-year tenor bond and 1.394 trillion naira for the 3 years bond. Finally, at present, the Ibadan Electricity Distribution Company has identified 14 communities in Ogun State that are facing outages. These outages are linked to technical defects in power plants. In a phone interview on Wednesday, Busolami Tuwashe, the IBDC spokeswoman, verified this to the Punch. Customers in various areas of Ado-Ota local government of Ogun State left without power on Tuesday due to a malfunctioning breaker on the Ijoko 33 kV feeder, according to the DISCO. We should take note that there is a power outage affecting customers in the following communities: Sango Gas Line, Oyero, Onipetesi, Agoro, Olowo Agolo, Okunola Estate, Lagos Abeokuta Road, Ẹlẹ́rìn Co, Shoprite, Abimbola Estate, Abule Iroko, Sango Market, Ijoko, Abule and surrounding areas due to faulty breaker on the Ijoko 33 kV feeder, according to IBEDC. The DISCO said the technical team are working with Transmission Company of Nigeria to ensure power supply is restored, as it apologized to the customer. Apalára Òkè-Fọ̀mọ́, Madi, Ògúndálé, Owódé Kékeré, Ọlọ́jẹ̀, Housing Estate, Gbáko, Oko Olówó, Sobi Barracks, Alágbàdo, Gàmbárì, Òkèlélé, Sefura, Dada and surrounding areas were among the areas in Kwara State also affected by a technical fault on the Sobi 33 kV feeder, Gàmbárì, and others. And that's the Flip TV news for now. I am Anyila Omolara. Thanks for staying with us.